Good evening, I'm Nashika, and this is Chale News for Tuesday, July 22nd. Tonight, Chairman Wontumi's conviction just got more consequential. A legal doctrine in that ruling could change how Ghana prosecutes powerful people forever. The Bank of Ghana is coming for your party habits, and Spain are world champions again, and even Argentina said so. The Wontumi conviction story, we've been watching it closely, but today's angle is the one that will outlast the headlines. The High Court's ruling invoked piercing the corporate veil, which means hiding behind a company can no longer shield powerful actors from personal accountability in mining. One legal analyst sat in court for 45 minutes and the judge hadn't finished 2 of 6 counts. This ruling is dense, and its implications for how Ghana prosecutes Galamsey at the top could be significant. Full breakdown on Chale.news. NDC's Mustafa Gbande isn't done talking about it. He's calling Wontumi the #1 casualty of the oral anti-corruption drive and warning that more politicians are coming. To NPP members making threats, his message was blunt: let the law take its course. Across town, NPP TikToker Rita Konadu, known as Mama One, walked out of court on 50,000 Ghanaian cedi bail after being arrested over videos allegedly insulting President Mahama and the First Lady. Moments later, she declared she'd die for her party. Her lawyer cut her off. Her case runs in parallel with an NDC organizer facing the same colonial-era speech laws, which brings us to the next story. The Minority Caucus is now formally demanding President Mahama direct the Attorney General to repeal Sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act, criminal libel and sedition laws written under colonial rule. Minority Leader Afenyo Markin is leading the push. With both parties' supporters being prosecuted under the same provisions, the political pressure on these laws is building from both sides. Meanwhile, in court, a different jurisdiction entirely. A U.S. immigration judge in Virginia has ruled that Ghana's evidence against former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is too weak to rely on, and approved his stay application despite active charges in Accra. The special prosecutor's office insists the domestic case continues. But that evidentiary finding? It's a gift to his defense team. Thursday could deliver another legal earthquake. The Accra High Court rules on whether to strike out all 16 counts against former NAFCO boss Hanan Abdul Wahab Aludiba. Former AG Godfred Dame, now on the defense side, argues the charge sheet is fatally flawed and says the prosecution's own filings prove it. If he's right, the entire Bufferstock corruption trial collapses. Also Thursday, Finance Minister Otto Forson faces Parliament with the mid-year fiscal policy review. The presidency has promised a frank, no-spin assessment. Traders in Accra say they're still waiting to feel any real relief. Economists want revenue mobilization front and center. We'll see if the numbers match the mood. On Goldbod, BOG Governor Asiama confirmed the central bank stopped funding it on July 1st, and the government has stepped in. 2 options are on the table: a full government takeover or Goldbod going to capital markets. Forson is expected to spell it out in Thursday's budget. Now, the Bank of Ghana has banned spraying cedi notes at social events, effective immediately, money bouquets too. Governor Asiama announced it at today's MPC press briefing. Enforcement details are still coming. But Chale, your next outdooring just got more complicated. Security. The U.S. has delivered 84 pallets of military equipment to the Ghana Armed Forces at Teshi, radar systems, body armor, boarding gear for the Navy among the haul. This comes as jihadist activity from the Sahel continues to press southward. Ghana is quietly reinforcing. Ghana's basic schools are getting a new curriculum. Coding, AI, and citizenship ethics are coming into classrooms. And from kindergarten to primary 3, Ghanaian languages, not English, will be the main teaching medium. NACA announced the changes today. This affects millions of children, worth watching how implementation follows the announcement. A number that stopped me. 1 in 30 adults in Asokwa district has HIV. New Ghana AIDS Commission data shows 68,354 people living with HIV in Ashanti region, second only to Greater Accra. But Asokwa's 3.25% prevalence rate is a district-level crisis that blanket regional responses won't fix. This deserves more attention than it's getting. Akimota Forest has been restored to full protected status after Cabinet nullified the 2022 instrument that stripped 361 acres from the reserve. A win. But the Ghana Institute of Foresters is now warning that over a dozen other urban forests remain legally unprotected. The fight isn't over. Up to 52,000 national service personnel may have had 60 Ghanaian cedis quietly deducted from their monthly allowances. The NSS says a probe is underway. Refunds, if any, depend on what the investigation finds. No timeline given. If you're on national service, watch your account. And to end on something definitive, Spain are world champions. Ferran Torres scored the only goal in extra time at MetLife Stadium, beating Argentina 1-0, and Argentina coach Lionel Scaloni refused to blame the referee. He simply said La Roja were the better team. When the losing coach says that, you know it's settled. That's your July 22nd Evening Digest. Every story we covered tonight, with full analysis and context, is at chale.news. Stay informed, stay sharp. Good night.